Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Ann Harder here with you, and I have my wonderful friend Elizabeth Barnhill along with us with Fabled Bookshop. And this is going to be a regular segment we will be doing on the Ann Harder Show because Fabled is one of my favorite places, and for a lot of people as well here in downtown Waco. Your job is that of the adult buyer
Yes, that's correct.
as opposed to the children's books buyer.
That's right. It does have a funny little sound to
Let's
it. I
clarify
agree.
that.
But it does cause a lot of people to have a nice conversation with me. But yes, I'm responsible for everything that is the adult books, whether that's general fiction, mystery, science fiction, cookbooks, beautiful books for coffee tables. That is my purview, and I just get to look at these fantastic books every day and pinch myself that it's my job.
Well, let's talk about how you got that job. I mean, is this something you've known you always wanted to do, or
Not at all. It's just been the most wonderful midlife change.
ah,
I was a speech pathologist. I got both of my degrees from Baylor and worked for 25 years as a speech therapist. I worked mostly at Providence and absolutely loved working with my patients. But I have always been a voracious reader and always been in a book club where I want to find the best literature that are kind of under the radar gems. So I would do a lot of research on books. And another
so
thing,
how do you do that? How do you? Because
well,
there's so many books out there, and
right.
you think I don't want to waste my time on something that's going to be.
Exactly. Well,
you know?
that's why I'm here. I'm the filter.
That's your job.
That is my job.
Yeah.
But this was back, before social media. I would hunt through lists, or that was right around the time where podcasts became a popular thing. And one podcast that I enjoyed listening to was called "What Should I Read Next" by Anne Bogle, which is
Pretty simple. Yeah.
yes, and it's probably the most well-known of the book podcasts. And just to back up a little bit, my husband and I travel all the time, and everywhere we go, we have to stop at the independent bookstore. We call them indie bookstores.
As
And
opposed to the big box.
right.
And why is that?
Well, everyone are so unique. They're
In a
very
community, I guess that's true.
right. And when you work at an independent bookshop, you know books. This is not just a clock in, clock out type of job.
Yeah, we got a carton of this over here, so yeah.
Exactly. And most of indie bookstores, they really spend a lot of time curating their selection, so they know what they really love. And I would always stop at an indie, and I would tell my husband, one of these days I want to retire to a place that has an independent bookstore. And he said, okay, whatever you want. He's very, very kind, knows my love language. But one day I was listening to What Should I Read Next? And lo and behold, Anne Bogle was speaking to Allison Frenzel, who wanted to open an independent bookstore in Waco, Texas.
Hello.
Hello. My jaw hit the floor. I was so excited. And as we know, as Wacoans, there's only about a 1 degree separation with everybody here.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, so I thought I've got to figure out where this Allison Frenzel, what her dreams are. And she had gone to high school with my sister. She was a very good friend of my sister. I
Aw.
did not realize
And
it.
you didn't know that?
Yeah, and so I got her number and just said, I promise I'm not crazy, but I want to hear about your dream. And we just developed a really sweet friendship, talking about books, and we had kind of, when Fabled was about to open, we kind of talked about what role I could possibly play at Fabled. And this was when I had 3 kids at home, very busy with football and with all of their activities. And I thought, I can't do a management job or anything
hiring
that's
people and all that
exactly
stuff.
or shift work. But one day she called me and said, what would you think about being the book buyer at Fabled? And I instantly got chills. I got goosebumps, and I said, I don't know what that is, and yes.
I love it, yeah.
And
I'll do it.
I'll do it. And my
Figure it out later.
yes, and my sweet husband said, well, you've been a book buyer your whole life. You might as well make it official. So it
Get
is
paid for it.
exactly, and it's been the biggest blessing in my life. I
Yeah.
worked As a speech therapist as well, I did both jobs for a long time. And then I was taking care of active COVID patients. And during all of that
Oh,
time, it
yeah.
just got to a point where I thought, and this job has gotten so much bigger. It's the Allison and Kimberly Batson have been just the most amazing owners. And they have said, they just kind of know to let me dream, and they want my dreams to come true for the shop. So I get to do big things, and they cheer me on. It's the most wonderful working environment. But it's been really fun to figure out what way Cohens want to read. You know, it's starting a bookshop and having no books on the shelves where we needed to have 11,000 to 16,000 books on the shelves. That was quite an
And you
interesting
need to know
thing.
how many to buy,
Exactly.
of that particular title. And
Yes, and it took a while to figure out what way Cohens wanted to read.
what has surprised you about what you've learned?
Well, I think I have found that if I love a book, honestly, and I can sell a book, it sells well. So
Okay.
I can find, some of the ones that are, like the ones that you find at Target, the authors who are fantastic authors, they don't sell as well at Fabled, but the ones that are the hidden gems that we find and we talk about and promote, those are the ones that sell. And I never thought of myself as a salesperson. I would ask my sister to go, my little baby sister, to sell my Girl Scout cookies. This was not something I ever wanted to do. But I have found that I'm a little bit of a natural salesperson
Oh.
when it comes to books.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're passionate about what,
I
and you read
am.
them all.
I do. I read them all.
How many have you read since you?
Well, I typically read 200 to 250 books a year. And I can tell pretty quickly if they're going to sell well at Fable. And of course, there's surprises along the way. There's the ones that I think are going to sell well and they don't, or the ones that I only buy 3 copies of and then have to buy a ton more on the back end.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just been so much fun to do that. And I know that I'm biased, but we have an absolute gem of a store.
Oh, it is.
And I'm so proud of it. We have now, during COVID, we were able to take our shop online, and we really sell almost as many books to people across the country as we sell in Fabled.
Really?
Yes. We do an event quarterly called our book review, and we have 1,200 people from all over the world who sign in to listen to Allison and I talk about the best books of each season. And if you listen in, and it's a free event, you get a 10% off coupon for anything we talk about. So we're almost
my
paying
goodness.
you to listen to us talk about books.
And so, how often is that?
It's quarterly. The next one will be July the 15th. And
Okay.
all of this can be found on the events page at fabledbookshop.com.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, well, and of course, I'm thinking how much my granddaughters love when they come to town. We always have to come because they love the secret door.
yes.
They love the children's area, and so you have a counterpart there that deals with kids' books.
Yes, and actually we just this week, the children's buyer for the entire time we've been open has now left for another job.
Oh.
And we now have 2 people who have taken her place. One is helping me with sci-fi fantasy and the YA buying, and then we have a new children's buyer as well. But one thing that I love to tell people is we do things called walking the shelves, which are personal book buying shopping experiences. And it kind of came about in a strange way. One of my favorite bookshops, an indie bookstore, is Page and Palette in Fairhope, Alabama.
Okay.
I go every year, and the owner and I became good friends. And every year I would tell her when I was coming, and we would literally just walk up and down the shelves together, and she would tell me the best books that she really enjoyed, and I would say, I'm looking for a mystery, a really good mystery. Do you have any suggestions? This was well before Fabled was open. And I loved doing that so much. When we opened the shop, I told the owners, I want to make this an official thing where people can make an appointment with me and come in and say, these are the books that I love. Can you help me find other books that are like this? Or I'm trying to push myself and read a little more in this genre. Or my husband is needing some books for Father's Day, and I love dad books. I can help with that. So, and it's a free service. Of course, every time people do it, they leave spending a lot of, as much as they want to on books.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
just fun for me to do that. It's a puzzle. And I have people who fly in from all over the country who do it. It's just been a little shocking,
Isn't
the
that
response. I
incredible?
know, I love it. I love it.
So you're a personal shopper as well,
Yes.
and yeah, I mean, and of course, we're at the time of year people are thinking about summer reading. You know, what
Yes.
am I going to get read this summer?
Hmm.
You know, so and of course, sometimes people want a specific genre for that type of
Yes.
season.
Beach reads is always a really big display that we
I
have.
wasn't exactly sure that was what it's called, but it's beach
Yes,
reads.
beach reads.
Beach
And
reads.
every year we do a display on beach reads. So the front table gets very pastel, lots of pinks and yellows and like
Maybe some little umbrellas and things. I mean, who knows?
exactly. Because it's great to have a book where you can we want those big meaty books where we learn a lot, but we also need just something that is turn your brain off and enjoy, and a lot of them have become much more substantial even in the themes. But I love beach reads. I love going to the beach every year and seeing what everyone's reading.
Yeah. Well, of course, there's such a variety of types of books, from the fiction and the nonfiction. You find people just have a real passion for learning about, say, biographies, or that want that real factual as opposed to flights of fancy.
Right. I love nonfiction. And I always say when I retire one day, I think I'm just going to spend a couple of years reading nonfiction. I
Really?
always
Do you
thought,
have a favorite writer?
oh, I've got several favorite
Several.
writers. One of them is Brian Burrow, who,
Okay, yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned.
oh, yes.
Hey, one of your recent presenters there.
Yes, Brian Burrow grew up in Temple. He also lived in Waco and writes absolutely fantastic histories. One of them that I love to sell at the shop is The Big Rich, which is all about the first four big oil families in Texas. One of them is Sid Richardson, which, when I was at Baylor, I took my math classes in Sid Richardson.
In that building, yeah.
Yes, and so anyone who moves to Waco or moves to town or is kind of wanting to learn a little bit more about Texas, I always love to point them to the Big Rich. But his latest book, I just got to talk to him last night, is The Gunfighters. And this is the subtitle is How Texas Made the West Wild. And it really explores all of these gunfighters that we all grew up thinking of as heroes, like Wyatt Earp and Jesse James and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. These are real people.
Oh, yeah.
And we've kind of really in the 1920s, they really tried to make them more mythical people.
Yeah.
So he's really exploring the true people behind this myth.
Well, and the social forces
Yes.
around it as well, and it had to deal with slavery, and it had to deal with
The Civil War.
Southern, the whole Southern etiquette of duels.
Duels, I know.
I mean, he's seen. I'm halfway through.
Yes.
And spoiler alert, I'm going to be interviewing him soon. So yeah, stay tuned for an upcoming Ann Arter show with Brian Burrow. He lives in Austin now.
Yes.
And is promoting his book. And so, yeah, it really has been fascinating to me, those connections I hadn't thought about as to just, there was just a violence.
Yes.
And of course, Waco was known as Six Shooter Junction.
Yes.
Haven't really gotten to that yet. I presume I don't know if he's going to address that or not. I'm fascinated with Billy the Kid as well, and the whole
Yes.
mystery around what did happen to Billy the Kid. So, anyway, I'm looking
Yes.
forward to. He's just one of the great authors. But coming up on Thursday,
Yes,
you
we have
have-
Audrey Ingram. She's with Zibby Books, and I love her books so much. They're very Southern. They are they're love stories. And her latest book is called The Summer We Ran, and it's about two people who fell in love in their late teens. They just thought they were soulmates, and then things happened where they did not wind up together. But years later, they are running against each other in the gubernatorial race in Virginia.
oh wow,
I know. And so they're kind of reckoning with their past. And I opened that book and read from page 1 to the end, never taking a break. I loved it so much. And she will be here tomorrow. and it's a free event. So if I'm really wanting or hoping that we can develop a culture in Waco of attending author events, because the publishers want to know how many people are coming to their events. And
Right.
so if we have 80, 90, 100 people at an event, then the publishers will say, that's great. We're going to send bigger and bigger authors to your shop. And we have worked so hard at Fabled to not be the flyover zone,
Right.
between Dallas and Houston. And I just can't believe these wonderful authors who are coming to our shop, and really would love to get people in Waco interested in those, and go on a date with your husband or your wife, and then run to Fabled and enjoy a little cultural experience. Because when you hear from an author, you're always more interested in the book, and then you'll think, oh wow, I didn't realize what a great author this was, and they have 5 books that I haven't read yet.
Haven't
So,
read yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, certainly the case with Brian Burrow.
Oh yes.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear about some other authors that are coming up a little later in the summer. So stay with us.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Be the best parent to the best S-Pup. For Kitty, we decode more than 100,000 data points, so you know what makes them walk, talk, and act like only they can. We provide the best care and make smart health decisions, now and forever. Plan better, care smarter, love longer. Wisdom Panel, the world's leading pet DNA service.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number 1, it's I have to move. And number 2, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
And I'm back with Elizabeth Barnhill with Fabled Bookshop. And, this is the time when we were talking about when folks was, I needed to slow down a little bit, take some time, do some reading, stop watching the TV so much. So you've got a whole host of wonderful people coming in.
Yes, and another one that we're really excited about is Hazel Gaynor on June the 25th. She is a British author doing a tour in America, and her book is called Before Dorothy, which is the imagined life of Auntie M from Wizard of Oz.
She didn't have a huge role in The
I
Wizard of
know.
Oz, or at least
Yes, but
at least in the movie.
exactly.
you know.
But did you ever wonder why is she living with her aunt and uncle?
Really?
We
Yeah.
didn't. We didn't question it at the time, but we will get those answers from Before Dorothy, and I loved it. If you love historical fiction, and of course Wizard of Oz is having a moment with Wicked.
Oh gosh, is it ever?
Yes, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in the novel where you realize, oh, that's how this
Oh.
happened in Wizard of Oz. It was such a great book, and she's got such a wonderful backlist of great historical fiction. And these are the books that I would, give to my mother. Her generation loves these books as well. But Hazel is an absolutely wonderful author. I'm so excited. I literally jumped up and down when I found out she was coming
Yeah.
to our store.
Yeah, yeah.
And then another one, I love debut authors and debut novels.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of the things that I love in my job so much is being able to find those gems and really promote them. Because as a debut novelist, they need a little help. They need a little push.
Right, a little boost.
Yes, and one that I found earlier this year that doesn't come out until July the 8th is Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox. This book is so good. It is a thriller. It's a domestic thriller. It's one of those that, again, is a great one to stick in a pool bag, but it takes place in the hill country of Texas.
Oh, I love it when
I know.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Right
So
around
it's
home.
exactly. It's set in Bulverde, and I just absolutely loved it. So I chose it. We have a subscription service at Fabled where we send out books all over the country every month, and one of our biggest ones is our mystery and thriller subscription, and this is the book I chose for July. I loved it so much. So, and again, she's a debut novelist, and again would love for people to come out and support her while she's trying to promote her books. And she's so talented. I know that we'll have lots of good books coming in the future from her.
So tell me a little bit more about this subscription service you have.
Yes, we call it. It's called the Fabled Post, and we have, depending on the archetype of a reader you are, we have different books. So I think for the adults, there's five different choices. One is just the latest and greatest, the newest book out there.
The hottest.
The hottest.
Hot thing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then we have one called The Explorer, and this is more of the nonfiction picks. These are, you learn a whole lot. Sometimes they're fiction, but most of the time it's nonfiction. And these are the dad books that I talked about that I love so much. The Guardian is our pick for more high literary. So if you like a little more heft in your reading, when you hear words like "this is beautifully written," and that kind of sparks something in you, that would be a really good pick for you.
Okay.
The Sleuth is my mystery and thriller one, and again, that's our biggest one.
I was going to say, people just love
Yes.
that genre. Yeah.
Yes, and I am a part of the Currently Reading podcast system, and that's one of the top 10 Apple podcasts in the country, and I do their behind the paywall Patreon content once a month called All Things Murderful. So I talk about the latest and greatest mysteries and thrillers, and also backlist ones that we love, and TV shows in that genre. And so we've kind of developed a big following at Fabled for the mysteries and thrillers. That section seems like it's getting larger and larger every year, because I do love, I grew up loving Nancy Drew and all of the
Oh, yeah.
Mary Higgins Clark and that type of book. So, but yeah, so those are our subscriptions, and we also have one called The Darling, which is a paperback romance that a lot of people just love reading a romance. And I have lots of help from slightly younger managers who help me with that. When I'm not as much about the romance reading, but we have so many people on staff who kind of help with all of that, and.
Yeah.
Every month we're so proud of the picks that we choose, and
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of book clubs in this town that kind of call on your services as well. The book club I'm in, it kind of skews more toward theology, Christian type, but we want to be they're very careful about, profanity.
Sure.
And those kinds of things. Kind of every once in a while we'll kind of stray off a little bit. I think that I didn't get to read this last book, but I think they did the women, the one about the Vietnamese.
Oh, the women?
Nurses. Yeah,
The women.
the women. Yeah, I need to read that because I'm behind. I
yes.
wasn't able to go. But yeah, so can you kind of give, because we're always saying let's compile our list, what everybody wants to read.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I do meet with book clubs at the shop. They will come in and say, this is what we're needing, and I will help them choose books that are really good, because you can have a good book that's not a good discussion book.
Right.
And that's not really what you're looking for in a book
Right.
club. So I love meeting with book clubs and helping them choose books. There's a book club in College Station that comes to meet with me, and there's 45 members.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so I help them choose those books as well.
Yeah, good.
But I guess, and I have another friend who's just started a book club here in town, and I said, you really need to start off strong and let's get some really good ones that are great discussion books. My personal book club, I've been in one for the last 20 years, and we just discussed Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall, which is, I read it back in October and knew it would be the best book I read in 2025, and it has still held true. But
Really?
it's such a good book, but it is also, it lent itself to really good discussion. So if you have a book club, and I am on Instagram at Waco Reads, I put all my picks, every book I talk about are books that you can buy at Fabled. You can message me there and let me know, hey, my book club would love to meet with you. I will go to people's houses and bring books.
We need to have you come to our
I
book
would
club.
love that.
And we have in the past, we've done Zoom meetings with the author, which is always a lot of fun, meet during a lunch hour. So, yeah, once a month.
Well, and Fabled also does, we have a book club, and all of our interviews are on YouTube. So, for instance, we were able to talk to Kristen Hanna about the women.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
And you can maybe even make that part of your book club, or if you are looking for
good, yeah.
questions or a little more insight from the author, there's a good chance that we have talked to these authors
Talk
at
to the author,
Fabled,
too.
and
Yeah.
it's all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I remember coming to when our friend Susan Nelson, I mean Sarah Nelson,
Sarah Nelson.
had written her devotional book, you know, and
Yes.
you had a huge crowd there. So when you have your gatherings with the authors, do you have like a max number? And Fire Marshal says no, you
Yes, we do. In fact, earlier this month, we had Catherine Center come. She's just a great rom-com author and an absolute delight. She
yeah.
is a sunshine in a person, and those events always sell out. And we get, I don't remember, 80 or 90 people in the shop that way. But and again, we just want to really boost those numbers, because if it may not be somebody that's exactly who you're looking for, but we may be able to get that dream author of yours if you come to the events.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So again, coming up on Thursday,
Yes.
it's going to be.
Audrey Ingram with
Ingram.
The Summer We Ran.
Do we need to sign up ahead of time? Or?
Yes. If you look on the events tab at fabledbookshop.com, you can sign up for it. Now, depending on the publisher or the author, the events are either RSVP only, where it's a free event. We would love for you to come. And of course, we would love for you to buy the book.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you've got an author there ready to sign.
Exactly. And there are some authors such as Catherine Center or Christy Woodson Harvey, who we just had, where you have to buy a ticket to the event. And the ticket basically is the price of the book. And
Right.
Yes. And
Right.
sometimes
That's not uncommon at all. Yeah,
exactly.
right.
And, if you have a companion with you, we can typically, add on a $10 charge, but it's a perfect date night, I think. So, and again, it just depends on the publisher, but you can find all that information on our website under the events tab to see exactly what each one of them are. But tomorrow night, Audrey Ingram, that is free. And I just love her, and I really want everyone else to fall in love with her too.
Oh, it sounds like a fascinating book and a lot of fun. And I know in kind of researching you a little bit, you love to go to that first sentence. You want to see
Yes.
that first thing, and that either grabs you or it doesn't, I guess.
Well, when I'm reading a book, and of course I'm reading books right now that are coming out at Christmas time, I read far ahead to decide how many books of each one I want to buy for the shop. And if I am struggling through 50% of a book, and I'm a professional reader, I think I don't feel comfortable asking somebody, just if you only get through the first 200 pages, then you'll start liking it. I don't want to sell a book like that. I like the books that kind of grab you immediately, and I can just have a feeling, a spidey sense on whether a book is gonna fit Fabled or not. And that is a big thing. At Fabled, we really try to promote books that promote empathy, that are a little bit not. I don't want to say happy books, but books that are not angry. We want people to come in and feel a respite from the world rather than just stir things up. And when I'm buying books for the
That
shop.
should be nourishing. That time that
Yes.
you spend taking something in, either you're learning something or it is a little break from reality.
Yeah.
You kind of put yourself into this story, and
Well,
that's
something
what books are all about.
exactly. And I always have this lens in the back of my mind of windows and mirrors. So we want books that are windows where you can learn about another culture, which when you do that, it creates empathy. You really do walk a mile in somebody's shoes.
Right.
And mirrors. I want everyone to come in the shop and find a book that looks like them. And so that's the windows and mirrors is what I'm always thinking of when I'm reading. And if angry books are your thing, there are wonderful books out there, and there are bookstores who
Just
promote
get as
that.
mad as you want.
That's right. But I think we're asking someone to spend $25, $30 on a book. I think they want to. I don't know. That's not our vibe at Fabled, and that's part of that indie bookstore thing where we can choose books that are promote
way-
empathy.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Which is wonderful, and that's how I see this community. That's how I see Central Texas. If there's a crisis, I was talking to somebody the other day about people want to rush in and help. They want to. I think there's a natural empathy that Central Texans have.
I agree. I really do. And we get a lot of comments on that when people come into the shop, just that it just feels like a balm to their soul. And that makes
Yeah.
us so happy and so
And the
proud.
coffee's good too.
Good coffee there. Oh, every day. And I walk in the back
know.
and it's the smell of this fantastic muffins and cookies. And I say, this is just not fair working here.
How do you stay so thin?
Oh,
mean,
I just
really.
have to enjoy the smells. But yeah, it smells great in the shop because of all the baked goods and the coffees and the teas, and all of the coffees have different literary names that we're
Oh, I
really
love it.
proud of. We have a new children's menu that is called, I think it's Through the Wardrobe. And it's got the pictures where kids can go up and they can choose their own their own drinks based on
What the
with the
pictures.
pictures. Yes. So
Well, my granddaughters are coming in July, and so
Oh.
we're definitely
yes.
they love to come, and we have a little shopping day, so they usually find something really fun.
We have lots
at
of
Fabled.
lots of sweet children who come in the shop, and my children are in their 20s now, and so I walk by there and think one day I'll need to walk in here, but not
Yes, you will.
not today.
Yes, you will. Well, I like to end these little visits with just a fun little questionnaire. It was the late, great James Lipton would use this on Inside the Actor Studio. I don't know if you remember that show from a long time ago, but this is my sort of take on it.
All right.
So I'm going to ask a bibliophile as yourself.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word. I love.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What about your least favorite word?
Let's see. That's a really hard one. I don't know. Is this being edited? Yes, I gotta think.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What turns you on creatively, emotionally, or spiritually, Elizabeth?
I love people. I really do. I even in healthcare, working at Providence, getting to help people, getting to know people. Really, I think so often my patients would have these fantastic stories, and you think they would just walk down the street and no one would know. So I love getting to know people and their stories. That really does something for me, and again, it creates empathy, and that's important to me. I'm not always the most empathetic person, and I have to work a little bit toward it. And I think that's a spiritual discipline of trying to get to know people and see the world through their eyes.
Well, I'm thinking you can see it right outside the window on the wall at Silos. Everyone has a story worth telling.
Absolutely.
And that really is true. What turns you off creatively or spiritually or emotionally?
I think I I can get tired. There's so many things that I love to do,
yeah.
and I can get a little overextended, and that's when I know I need to get away and to take a breath. So
No, you're preaching to the choir. here.
Yes.
What is your favorite sound?
the ocean.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, maybe birds. I don't actually.
I hear that too.
Yeah, I love. I'm a little bit of a bird nerd. I have a lot of bird books that I bring into the shop. But when I was growing up, my grandmother we lived in Alabama, and I would go spend the night at her house, and she would always have the windows up, and every morning I woke up to the sound of birds. And
Songbirds, yeah.
yeah, it's just such a gift. You
No,
know?
no
It's
question.
free. It's
I know, and you have a gorgeous garden, and I know you're a fabulous gardener, and so, yeah, that's going to attract
oh
those
yes, I
birds and-
fed all my birds this morning. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
the bird song. What is your least favorite sound then?
Oh, children crying. That
Yeah.
That happens a lot at the shop, and
I
it
bet
just
you hear that song.
I do, and it's just that anxiety that I remember
As a
so
mom.
well. When I had 3 children, four
but
and a
it's
half
not
years.
my kid crying. So.
Exactly. Yes, but that does give me pause.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so you've kind of, have a beautiful second act job. What job would you have wanted to try?
Oh, that is such a great question. I have so many interests, and I think I would have loved to have been a landscape artist.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
I would love that, or working at a botanical garden somewhere, even
I can see you
Disney
doing
World.
that too.
Even Disney World, making the flowers beautiful.
Yeah.
I love interior design. I just redid my house, and
Oh, I
I
know.
loved it.
Beautiful, beautiful job.
And strangely, I think I would like to be a history professor.
And you could do that as well.
Yeah. And so, I've got lots of things. If in the back of my mind, so maybe I'll have another job, a career change at 75. We'll see.
There's plenty of time. Plenty of
Yes.
time. What job, though, do you know you would not want to do? No thanks.
Anything with computers. I am the absolute worst at anything related to computers. I always say I just missed the mark. Attending Baylor 30 years ago. I thought I don't need an email address. That was a new thing,
Right.
and like, what is that? And I feel like I missed the boat on just knowing instinctively how to do things. So there's fortunately a lot of the managers at Fabled are the same age as my children, and they help me. But anything that involves wires or keyboards, it causes great anxiety in my soul.
All right. Okay. One last question.
Yes.
What do you want to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates, Elizabeth Barnhill?
You just gave me chills. I think job well done, or
Yep.
you weren't perfect, but you tried really hard.
Well, it looks like you're doing things all well from my vantage point over here. Certainly at Fabled Bookshop, you've just got wonderful things happening. Thursday evening is going to be a wonderful event.
Yes, can't wait to see everyone. Come by, and again, you may find a new author that you had no idea that you love.
Well, and to know somebody personally that way. I mean, it's
Yes.
awesome. And speaking of this, you do have signed copies of Brian Burroughs'
Yes.
book.
Brian Burrow will be signing copies at the shop. So this is for last minute Father's Day gifts. This will be a great Father's Day gift.
Yeah.
And
And you've got great advice if maybe the gunfighters is not what they're interested in, but
exactly, just
great. It's
find me at the
what I've
shop
read
and I
so
will
far.
help you. I will
It's
help you find
fabulous.
it.
It's
Yes.
fabulous. All right, Elizabeth, thank you. And you will be back soon. I hope we'll get you scheduled.
I love it.
Because they're always new. Although you say you're already reading for Christmas, so here we go.
Yes, I
Anyway.
would love to share my favorite books and authors coming out, and I just love talking to you, Anne.
You are a joy, and it's so much fun to have you here. And appreciate you, my dear. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And appreciate you as well. Thanks for being with us. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us in our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
What a treasure Fabled Bookshop is. And I love hearing about the books Central Texans are reaching for this summer. Stay with us. We'll be hearing from the delightful Melinda Adams at the Waco Convention Center, and then a little later in the show, Prosper Waco. That's all coming up, brought to you by the Main Event.
Hey Waco, Melinda Adams with the Waco Convention Center here. I just wanted to touch base with everybody and let you know about a few upcoming events we have in the Waco Convention Center over the next week or so. June 10 through 12, we have the TCEQ Investigator Training. So we'll be doing some training on that, 10 through 12. Then June 11th, we have the Astound Broadband All Hands Regional Conference. And June 13th through 15th, we have the ATG Gaming Expo. This is a ticketed event that offers entertainment for all ages, including activities, toys, gaming, cosplay, comics, anime, movies, and live music. You can get tickets and more information at atgexpo.com. They also have their social media pages. They're posting all the people that are coming. They've got all of the special guests that are going to be there, and all of the information on what kind of attractions they'll have. So if you're interested in staying up to date with what's going on downtown in the convention center, you can follow our social media pages, Waco Convention Center. We've got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we're working on rolling out a brand new website where we'll have all of that posted out weekly as well. So thanks and stay tuned.
Thanks, Mel. So much happening in Waco. Coming up, what the good folks at Prosper Waco are up to, and you can bet it's exciting.
Hey, I'm Jeremy Rhodes. I'm the Senior Director of Data and Research at Prosper Waco. And one of the things we're really excited about right now is a visit from the National League of Cities next week to help us discuss workforce development. In our county, there are more than 4,500 people who worked full-time last year, all year, and still have wages below the federal poverty level. And additionally, about 26,000 households who earn more than the threshold for poverty, but still can't afford basic necessities like childcare and healthcare and transportation. And there's so many important ways to fight poverty in any community. One of those ways is to increase employment in high demand occupations and industries. About 1 year ago, Waco was selected by the National League of Cities to participate in a series of conversations and planning sessions about strengthening workforce training in our area. This is incredibly important, both from the point of view of families in our community who want to earn higher wages, and also businesses in our community who need qualified workers. So we've convened representatives from local higher ed institutions like MCC and TSTC, elected officials and staff from both the county and the city, the 3 chambers of commerce, the local nonprofit organizations like Goodwill or Communities in Schools, our local workforce board, the Behavioral Health Network, our mental health authority, local school districts, and so many others. And all these groups are filled with people who care deeply about our home and can add unique perspectives and resources to help us solve this problem. And so when we meet next week, we're going to hear from experts from the National League of Cities and the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, who will help us in our plans to create a community-wide action plan so that we can all work together to help more families find jobs that pay wages to help them thrive.
Thank you. There's more show ahead, including some great music, so don't go away.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
The 4-burner, side-burner, side-sear burner with Clearview glass stainless steel grill from Monument Grills. Made of tempered glass, which is strong, insulated, and allows you to check your grilling without lifting the lid. Our porcelain-coated cast iron cooking grids offer a large cooking surface of 513.3 square inches, primary cooking area, with even heat cooking. The Monument Grills include LED control knobs and are easy to light with pilotless electronic ignition. Better grilling, better value, Monument Grills.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
Mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Daddy was a Mustang, Mama knew how to break, y'all. I saw his love was a sure thing even when I was 8, yeah. He worked the land like a man was a shoulder for Mama to cry. She sunk in her spurs, turned him into her kind of guy. Mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl. Can't turn a wrench, make a fire in a country world. Dirt on my feet, careless stuff under my hands. It's like I'm riding barrels looking for a man seconds is all that you'll get. Try to ride with me, with this rodeo queen. You're gonna get your blood braided if I'm carrying your last name, yeah. You got your eyes on the prize, but I make the rules to this game. Mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl. Can't turn a wrench, make a fire in a country world. Dirt on my feet, careless all over my hands. It's like I'm riding barrels, looking for a man that'll stand in his snake skins. Beat the sun up, he's already awake. Then give me some loving when it's going back down again. Well, if you ain't fit for it, a few seconds is all that you'll get. Try to ride with me, with this rodeo queen, yeah. Oh, mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl. Oh, mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl, yeah. Mama didn't raise no big city pretty girl. Can't turn a wrench, make a fire in a country world. Dirt on my feet, careless time over my hands. It's like I'm riding barrels, looking for a man that'll stand in his snake skins. Beat the sun up, he's already awake. Then give me some loving when it's going back down again. Well, if you ain't fit for it, a few seconds is all that you'll get. Come on. If you ain't fit for it, a few seconds is all that you'll get. Trying to ride with me, with this rodeo queen, yeah. With this rodeo queen, yeah.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Smoke Pub was created by a group of friends who share a passion for great whiskey and cocktails. Frustrated by the lack of easy-to-use cocktail smokers, we set out to design something better. Our goal was simple: make smoking cocktails quick, clean, and fun. After countless experiments, we developed Smoke Pub, the world's first electric cocktail smoker. Join us on this exciting journey and discover the magic of Smoke Pub, where unforgettable cocktails begin.
Let's be honest. The hemp industry can get confusing with acronyms like CBD, CBG, and CBN. What is CBN? I'm glad you asked. While CBN is extracted from the hemp plant, it does not produce any psychoactive effects or high as seen from THC, and is not habit-forming. At Slumber, we designed our entire product line around CBN because of its ability to help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. All of our CBN is sourced from Colorado-grown hemp and lab-tested. If you're new to CBN, give one of our sample packs a try. All of our products come with a 30-day guarantee, so you can sleep on it.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. A charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Patsy Cline and Willie, Merle and Johnny Cash. A stack of CDs sliding around that F-150 dash. Riding downtown, singing out loud to an old school country song. And back at home, he'd pick the chords and I'd try to strum along. I try to strum along, singing, oh, oh. A front porch beckon till the sun went down. He had the best seat in the house, y'all. Heaven only knows. Those kind of memories never burn out. I give it all to be back there now, hey. When he had the best seat in the house. Gatlinburg to Dallas, Green Bay to Cocoa Beach. He'd call me up before each show and say, sing one song for me. So I'll never leave out Loveless, wherever this road leads. And I won't forget that courthouse square underneath that old oak tree. He was singing along with me, yeah. To my hometown, he had the best seat in the house, y'all. Heaven only knows. Those kind of memories never burn out. I give it all to be back there now, yeah. When he had the best seat in the house, yeah. Those kind of memories never burn out. I give it all to be back there now. Oh, front porch begging till the sun went down, bringing the band back to my hometown. Y'all, heaven only knows. Though his face ain't in the crowd, I can still feel him here and now, yeah. And he's got the best seat in the house, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best seat in the house.
Thanks so much for being with us on the Ann Harder Show. Tomorrow, we get an update on Waco's time capsule project and how young people are getting involved. Until then, have a great day.